Welcome back everyone for another video. This is Q50 Beast. Today we'll be tuning the 2015 Infinity Q60, one of my favorite cars, hence the name. Just look at these lines of this car. This design is timeless. We still see these on the street today. It still looks great, just like it just came out. One of my favorites to drive around on this game, one of my favorites to drag race. Today we're going to be looking at this thing with the stock engine and all its glory. We're going to put this thing through its paces and show you how you can compete against the competition. Just continue to look at these lines. I mean, this thing is awesome. But let's go ahead and buckle up so we can go ahead and get into the tune. All right, going over to our tuning. I just said, we're going with the stock engine, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the stock engine. The 6.2 is very intriguing, but we're going to run with this stock engine. We didn't change the powertrain. We left it at rear wheel drive. Here's the body kit they offer. This is intriguing for road racing, as this gives you a wider stance. It allows you to handle better at higher speeds, but we're going to keep it stock. We're going to keep this thing stock. All right, let's go over to the engine upgrades. We're going to upgrade everything fully race. That was the intake. And everything in this section is going to be fully race. Race everything. Look at that, race exhaust, race valves. Upgrade the turbos to the race turbos, race pistons, race engine block, race intercooler. Looking at the oil cooling, not enough, so we're gonna leave that off. Race flywheel so we can get those gears changed. All right, going over to the brakes, we got race brakes. We have race suspension. We have race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars. Nothing with the chassis reinforcement, and we're going full weight reduction on this car. Make it as light as possible. We're going with the race clutch, going with the race transmission, we're going with the race drive line, and we're going with the race differential. Going over to the tires, we're going to do drag tires, of course, for this drag build. And the front, we're going to leave it as narrow as possible, leave the wheel as narrow as possible, and we're going to put the 325s in the rear. Look at that, 325s in the rear, so we can put that power down to the ground. All right, going over to the wheels, we went on and took these. I like the way they look. They're the lightest wheels, and I like the look for this car. Okay, going over to the aero, we did nothing with the front aero. That was the Forza aero. And here are the wing selections that we're not going to go with. We're going to keep it stock. All right, for the front tires, we went 31.5 in the front, and we went 15 in the rear to put that power down. We went 310 gears for the final drive, and we went 462 for the first gear, 289 for the second gear, 216 for the third gear, 1.50 for the fourth gear, 1.20 for the fifth gear, 1 for the sixth gear, and 0.82 for the final and seventh gear. All right, we did nothing with the alignment. The anti-roll bars went 10 in the front and 65 in the rear. In the springs, we went 289.4 in the front soft and all the way hard in the rear for the springs. And the ride height went 6.1 in the front and 5.8 in the rear, so we can drop that power down to the rear wheels. All right, we went 1 for the dampening in the front and all the way hard at 20 in the rear. The bump stiffness, we went 20 in the front and 1 in the rear. We did nothing with the aero, nothing with the brake, and we did nothing with the differential. All right, we went on and heated these tires up. We got it on the track. Let's go ahead and get this launched. As we see, we get it, put the power down. We get a little squirrely a little bit, but it recovers very well. You got to heat these tires up, but it goes through the rest of the gears pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. And it looks like we went above 181 miles per hour in a half mile. Let's go ahead and give it another try, see if we can get that power down a little bit better. All right, we're going through the gears. It smooths out once we get up in the gears, and you can tweak those gears to put the power down a little bit better, but that's a base tune for you guys. And it looks like above 181 again, pretty consistent. We'll give it one more try and see. All right, we held in second gear a little bit too long there, but we're going through the other gears a little bit better, and we're getting this thing down the track. Remember, this is the stock engine, guys, stock engine. and we went above 181 again, so it's pretty consistent. Mid 181s. Let's look how this thing launches. It leaves pretty good. It looks great. It's a rear-wheel drive, once again, the stock engine, and this thing gets down the track pretty well. This thing gets down the track pretty well, and you can compete very well in its class. Very well in its class for rear-wheel drive cars. All right, so we can go ahead and put this thing on a 1/4 of a mile. Let's see what it does. Pretty easy launch for this thing, as long as you get through the first 2 gears. And we're getting down there. Let's look at what we got. We're looking at above 157, almost 158 miles per hour. Hey, take a look at these videos. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Q50 Beast. Peace out.